This is David with Tennessee Valley Solar. I'm here with a mini split that I have just installed over here that is running and is producing power. This video is going to be in relation to how I set up and configured this mini split and got it where it is going to be producing heating and cooling in my house. I hope this is useful. Stick around for my collection of videos in relation to my install of this air conditioner. This video is in relation to this 12,000 BTU Classic America mini split that can run on 110/120. I have taken the outside unit out of its box, and I have the inside unit still in its box here, and I have the 16-foot line set, the two copper pipes here, as well as drain hoses and several other accessories in that bag. I have started the area that I'm going to have as this concrete. I'm going to lay in this form that I've designed here. I have a metal pole and a 4x4 here. We have cars that park in this area, and so I want to make it obvious that there's something here that should not be hit with your car. And so we are going to later pour the concrete in this form and get that leveled, and then we're going to set the outside unit up in there, and then I plan to run the line set along the wall here, and we're going to bore a hole through the brick. And there's been all kinds of patches and other things that's been done to the brick over the years, but we're going to bore a hole through the brick and run the line set through the wall to connect up to the inside unit. All right, again, this has been David, and next I'm going to show the inside of the other side of this wall. I have switched to a new type of microphone. Hopefully this makes for better audio recording, and I will update this as I get more progress completed on getting this mini split installed. This is the area of wall that we are planning on mounting the inside unit for our Classic America mini split. The AC unit is a 12,000 BTU unit, which means that it can pull 110/120 power. However, I have a 220 jack right here that I will be adapting to use just one leg of the 220 so that I could pull 110 from that socket that I will run out through the hole in the wall and out to the outside unit that will pull all of its power through that socket. We're hoping to mount the inside unit probably right up underneath that shelf right there, bore the hole through the wall, and get the unit installed here, which is sort of right in the middle of this wall area here. This is our kind of rather messy children's play area, so we're hoping to add this mini split here to increase our cooling and heating in this area. Alright, so next I plan on drilling the hole and trying to mount the inside bracket. Hi, this is David, and I am here with my 12,000 BTU Classic America mini split. I have set the concrete pad, put in a metal pole and a 4x4, and I've got some blocks here that I'm going to set the air conditioner on, and I've tried to paint it so that hopefully it doesn't get hit. I do not know how far up I will need to pick the unit up so that the line set will reach all the way. I'm really close to the 16 feet that this thing will reach for it to go down the side of the wall here and then go up. I'm going to be installing this plastic channel to run the hoses and wires through. I'm not super excited about having a plastic channel going all the way down the wall here, but that will hold everything and kind of cover it up a little bit. I have purchased some 12 gauge SO cable here that I'm going to run along with everything and connect to the plug that's inside. I've also got the little rubber feet here that the unit will sit on to try to isolate it from the vibration a little bit. And over here I've got the wires that will connect the inside unit to the outside unit, and that will also be run through the plastic channel that goes down the side of the wall here. So I'll have 2 sets of wire and 2 sets of refrigerant lines going through the plastic channel down the side of the wall. And I hope to start getting this finalized today. I'm going to take my hammer drill and drill a hole through the wall in that area somewhere. That will be my pilot hole from the inside of the wall to the outside, so I know exactly where the hole from the is going to come through. So I'm going to go take a look at that right now. Okay, I am inside here with the spot on the wall that I am going to be installing the air conditioner in the inside unit. The worst issue that I have encountered dealing with this Classic America system is that it does not come with any type of template. So I had to lay the inside unit on part of the cardboard box that came with it, and I traced around the outside and cut that out, and then I took the bracket that comes with the system and I traced around the bracket, and I've got that up there. This hole right here is where I am going to take this masonry bit and drill the hole through the wall using my hammer drill, and I'm going to use that pilot hole to use my diamond tipped hole saw to actually make the 3-inch hole through the wall that everything is going to run through. I'm not even sure that I fully need a 3-inch pipe because this is not exactly all that big. So I might actually wind up caulking the hole quite a bit, but I have picked up the refrigerant lines here. You bend those up very carefully, and this is the insulated drain line. So you stand those up and tie those together and push those in the wire through the hole after you get that drilled through the wall with your hole saw. Alright, well, I'm about ready to get rolling on using the hammer drill to make the pilot hole, and I'll update as things come along. Thanks, and again, this has been David, and I hope this has been useful. Okay, David here again. I've been working on this this last evening and again this morning, and it's fixing to start pouring raining outside, but I have tied together these drain line and supply and return lines, and I have bored the hole through the wall. Turns out it was about 14 inches thick between the inside and the outside, and there's a airspace in there. And I have hung the bracket for the inside unit. And then through the wire, or through the wall, I've pulled the wire for, this is the SO that's going to connect to the power on that. And this is the power that's going to power the inside unit off of the outside unit. I'm also going to be hooking up an extension cord. Since this plug has 220 on it, I'm going to split it out to 2 legs of 110, and that's going to power both the air conditioner as well as an extension cord that I will keep in that area. Since there is no outside power on this end of the house, I will get it through this extension cord that I'm going to run along with the rest of all of this. Okay, so I am going to mount the inside unit on its bracket and try to get the bundle of hoses and piping through the wall above the power here and see how I go with getting all of that installed and get the unit on its bracket. Alright, I will attach an addendum to this once I get that thing up there. And the inside unit is mounted, and I'm going to have to pull these wires up and connect them to their terminal inside and set up the wiring that's going to power the outside power. And as you can see, the copper is sticking through, waiting to get bent down and have those line sets connected to the end of those copper connections there. Okay, so I have connected the wires up to the terminal block here for the inside unit. These wires come through the wall from the outside unit, and these are the wires that provide all of the power to this inside unit. They're connected up. One of the concerns that I have is that it is really hard to get the wire pulled up into this area. Luckily I had it pulled through in advance and had to fish it through from there up into here, and it's just really hard to work with getting up in there and trying to fish around in there and pull that wire through to where you can get it connected to that terminal block. The other concern I had was the manual is just about useless and tells you to refer to the wiring diagram on this thing, which is the door that goes over the electrical box. and the manual, try to get a good picture of it. So that's the wiring diagram, and that's not going to be super helpful for most people, given that most of what you need to know is shown on the right hand side of that diagram. Most people aren't going to really care about what's going on the main control PCB, as that's not really accessible to the average consumer. What I was looking at is this over here. There's a focus on the right hand side. These are the terminal blocks, and it shows a wiring order of yellow, white, and black, going from number 1, number 2, and number 3 on the outside unit to 1, 2, and 3 here on the middle up here. And I assumed that that was the order that they wanted you to install the wiring in, like this, with number 1 showing yellow. So I've got number 1 yellow, followed by white and black, and then green, of course, connects to ground, which is over on the right hand side. All right, well, that has been my update for today. I hope this has been useful. Hopefully I will finally tomorrow be able to get this thing connected and powered. And so tomorrow I'm going to worry about the outside wiring, as well as hooking up and charging the Freon lines. All right, thanks so much. Okay, this is David again, and I believe this is my 4th update for having been working on my 12,000 BTU Classic America mini split. I have installed this plastic channel where the wires and supply and return line, as well as the drain line, all run down through this plastic channel and are all coming over this way. I have connected the plastic channel to the wall with building cement adhesive, which I guess doesn't look the best in the world, but it's what I had, and I didn't want to drill a whole bunch of holes in the brick to attach the channel to the bricks. So there it is. So I definitely have plenty of room to work with the hoses here. I thought the hoses may wind up being too short, but it looks like they are going to fit. So I am going to finish installing the wire. There's this extension cord that I've run through here, as well as the wire that goes from the outside unit to the inside unit, and then this will be the power supply that comes from the plug inside. Now all of that's running in here. I'm going to get that hooked up. This is the drain line hose that's going to allow the condensate from inside to run outside. And then I'm going to finish putting all of this together and get the power and Freon lines hooked up to the side of the outside unit right there. Alright, I will attach an update to this video once I get that done. Alright, so I have connected the power wires to the side of the outside unit and put its cover back on again. And I am going to connect the return and supply lines right there The low pressure is on top and the high pressure is on the bottom, and I've taken these covers off of both side of the unit and the ends of the lines there. I'm going to take this Nylog blue and I'm going to put that on the threads and the ends of the flare fittings and get the lines connected and tightened down with a wrench and a get it tightened to the correct torque specifications, and get this unit sitting where it's supposed to go and get it screwed down. Alright, that has been this part of my update for today. See you later. Right now my vacuum pump is running and it is currently evacuating the system of any oxygen and moisture that might be in the system. I have the yellow line hooks up to the vacuum pump and it runs up to the gauge set, and coming off the gauge set I have the blue line, and that runs over to the low side of the air conditioner. There is an adapter right there that allows this line set to connect to the air conditioner. Unfortunately, the line set will not connect directly to the port on the low side of the unit, and you have to have a little adapter period. I will include a list of the parts that I have used in this build in the description. Hopefully all of this has been useful to you. If this is useful, please like and subscribe this video, and you will get notified of any new videos that I make in relation to air conditioning or solar, and my off-grid solar cabin are videos that I post pretty frequently. I'm going to let this run for about 15 minutes to evacuate any moisture that's in the system, and then I will turn off the blue knob on the gauge set, and I will let that sit for about 15 minutes to make sure that the system doesn't have any leaks. If the gauge does not move on the gauge set in the time that it's sat, then I'll know that there's a good vacuum on the lines, and I will be able to hopefully release the Freon into the system. Now, I'm not a HVAC tech by any imagination, but I think I've got this pretty well figured out, and hopefully this will allow me to get this unit up and running today. Alright, I will add updates later as I get this completed. Alright, I have pulled a vacuum on this system, and it has sat for about the last hour, and it is sitting here at -30 and hasn't budged. So the line is not even connected to the vacuum pump anymore, and so it is doing a good job of maintaining the vacuum on the line set. So I believe that we are to the point where we're going to be able to go ahead and open this for about 10 seconds. Pressure has gone up. And the instruction said to open it for about 10 seconds and let it sit after open it for a quarter turn and let it sit for about 10 seconds and then test the system. So with it charged to that level, the pressure seems to be holding steady. I've got this tester here that I'm going to turn on, and I'll be able to test for leaks. Okay, I have just gone inside and turned on the inside unit, and everything out here seems to be working correctly. I'm working on getting all of this cleaned up, and I'm going to let the inside unit start to run, and I'm going to go in and test to make sure that it's cooling appropriately, and then later I'm going to turn it over and see if I can test the inside unit producing heat. This is all of the tools that I used as part of my install, including my diamond tipped hole saw that I purchased off of Amazon. And in fact, I got much of this stuff off of Amazon. Vacuum pump, line set, Freon tester. I've got adapters for the line set, Nylog blue, and my hammer drill that I was using to knock a hole through the wall. And I have just turned on the inside unit, and it is running and appears to be producing cooling. Feel some cool air coming out of there. So I believe that this is the end of the video for installing this 12,000 BTU Classic America mini split. I hope this has been helpful. If I can get this installed, you should be able to do it as well. I've never done this before, just watched some YouTube videos and tried to collect together everything I would need to make it go, and it seems to work. So please like and subscribe. I post a lot of different videos in relation to home repairs, home upgrades, solar power, and off-grid. So hopefully this has been useful. And again, this has been David with Tennessee Valley Solar. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Bye.